In a daring and unprecedented move, conman Ronald McIntosh and bank robber Samantha Lopez orchestrated a brazen helicopter escape from the Federal Correctional Institution in Pleasanton, California on November 5, 1986. The audacious couple, serving time for their respective crimes, managed to evade authorities for 10 days before being captured, captivating the nation with their high-stakes getaway and tumultuous relationship. But before we get into today's video, if you're into thrilling stories like this one, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on our latest uploads. Thanks for the support. Now, let's get back to the story. Ronald McIntosh, a 42-year-old former Vietnam War helicopter pilot, had been serving a 50-year sentence for wire fraud and faced additional time for a security scam. Samantha Dorinda Lopez, 37, was serving a 50-year sentence for her role in a Georgia bank robbery. Their paths crossed in December 1985 at the Federal Correctional Institution in Pleasanton, where they struck up an unlikely romance amidst the confines of prison walls. As their bond deepened, so too did their plans to break free. McIntosh, with his military background and piloting skills, was the mastermind behind the operation, while Lopez provided the necessary inside information. Together, they orchestrated a meticulously planned escape that would shock the nation and leave authorities scrambling to apprehend them. McIntosh's role in the escape began when he requested a transfer to the federal prison camp at Lompoc, California. His request was approved, and he was scheduled to be transferred on October 28, 1986. On that date, McIntosh was released from the Pleasanton facility and allowed to travel to Lompoc without supervision. However, instead of reporting to Lompoc as instructed, McIntosh escaped. McIntosh spent the time between his escape on October 28th and Lopez's escape on November 5th preparing for Lopez's removal from FCI Pleasanton. On October 31st, using the alias Lyle Thompson, he took a practice flight with an instructor from Navajo Aviation to refresh his helicopter piloting skills. The same day, McIntosh and another individual, Kenley Hamilton, rented an apartment in Carmichael, California, with McIntosh using the alias Bill Stafford. On November 4th, McIntosh went to Aris Helicopter in San Jose, California, and using a third alias, Fred Holbrick, made arrangements to make a helicopter flight the next day. On November 5, 1986, McIntosh arrived at Aris Helicopter for his scheduled flight. He told Peter Szabo, the assigned pilot, that the purpose of the trip was to survey land he intended to purchase and develop. They took off and flew northwest, eventually entering Bollinger Canyon near Danville. After circling the canyon twice, McIntosh asked to land. When Szabo refused, citing company policy that such landings absent permission from the landowner, McIntosh, allegedly pointing a pistol at him, ordered Szabo to set it down. Szabo landed the helicopter as instructed, and McIntosh ordered him out of the aircraft before flying off alone. At approximately 10:45 a.m., after Szabo set the helicopter down, McIntosh ordered him to get out of the aircraft and then flew off alone. Szabo told police he was a perfect gentleman up to that point. When Szabo landed, he was ordered to take off his shoes, leave the helicopter, and wait 10 minutes, the pilot told police. He then said he walked about a mile and a half in his stock-hinged feet before finding a phone to call Danville police. At 11:15, the helicopter approached FCI Pleasanton. McIntosh landed the helicopter on the prison athletic field, and Lopez, who had been waiting there for McIntosh, got into it. Having successfully retrieved Lopez, McIntosh took off and flew away. The entire incident took less than a minute. The daring escape sent shockwaves through the prison system and the nation at large. Authorities were baffled by the audacity of the couple's actions and the apparent ease with which they had executed their plan. The story made headlines across the country, with the media dubbing them the helicopter escapees. McIntosh and Lopez's freedom was short-lived, however. After 10 days on the run, they were apprehended on November 15, 1986, as they attempted to purchase wedding rings and other jewelry at a store in the Birdcage Walk shopping center in Citrus Heights near Sacramento. When arrested, McIntosh was found carrying a briefcase containing a loaded 9mm semi-automatic pistol a loaded .357 caliber Magnum pistol, and 100 rounds of ammunition. Another loaded 9mm pistol was discovered in the glove compartment of his parked car. The trial of Ronald McIntosh and Samantha Lopez captivated the nation. Lopez was charged with escaping from federal custody, and McIntosh was charged with aiding Lopez's escape, air piracy, and using a gun in the commission of air piracy. The prosecution argued that their escape had been a carefully orchestrated plan, fueled by their desire for freedom and their disregard for the law. At trial, neither Lopez nor McIntosh disputed the fact that Lopez escaped from FCI Pleasanton in November 1986, nor did they challenge the government's assertion that McIntosh aided Lopez in that escape. The defense, on the other hand, claimed that the escape was necessary because Lopez's life had been threatened by prison authorities and was in immediate danger. Lopez testified that her problems at the prison began in early 1986 when she was a member of the Inmate Council, a group organized to act as liaison between the prisoners and the administration, and worked in the business office handling financial records. According to Lopez, she approached the warden in March 1986 with a list of prisoner complaints. She claims that the warden responded to her concerns by stating that he did not care about the prisoners' problems and that no one else cared either. Lopez allegedly then told the warden that while people on the outside might not care about the prisoners' complaints, they would probably be interested in the evidence of misappropriation and mismanagement of funds that she had uncovered while working in the business office. According to Lopez, the warden responded by threatening her life, intimating that she might not live long enough to make her case before the parole board and remarking that accidents happen in prisons every day. In the months following her interview with the warden, various other prison officials allegedly began to torment and threaten Lopez. Lopez contends that the situation grew so intolerable that she feared for her life, was in immediate danger, and that the only alternative available to her was escape. McIntosh, in turn, argues that, given the danger Lopez was in, he had no choice but to rescue her from the prison. In a polygraph test administered by a retired FBI agent polygraph examiner, McIntosh claimed that he did not have a gun when he took control of the helicopter. Instead, he asserted that he paid Sabo $1,500 to use the helicopter. He also claimed that he suffered from post-traumatic stress syndrome due to his service in Vietnam, which influenced his decision to assist in the escape. Despite their defense, the jury rejected the necessity argument. On May 19, 1987, McIntosh and Lopez were found guilty on all charges. Mr. McIntosh was convicted of air piracy, helping Ms. Lopez escape, and using a gun in the commission of air piracy. He received a 25-year sentence for air piracy, a concurrent 5-year sentence for assisting Lopez's escape, and a consecutive 5-year sentence on the gun charge, totaling a 30-year sentence. Ms. Lopez, who had been serving a 50-year term and would have been eligible for parole in about 5 years, was convicted of escape. She received an additional 5-year term to run consecutive to her prior conviction. The case led to increased scrutiny of prison security measures and sparked debate about inmate relationships and the rehabilitation process within the correctional system. The daring helicopter escape of Ronald McIntosh and Samantha Lopez captivated the nation and exposed vulnerabilities in the prison system, leading to increased security measures and a renewed focus on inmate oversight. For McIntosh and Lopez, their brief taste of freedom came at a heavy price. Their additional sentences ensured they would spend decades more behind bars. Their story serves as a cautionary tale about the consequences of impulsive actions and the power of desperate love. In an interview with the San Francisco Chronicle, Lopez expressed her deep feelings for McIntosh, saying, "For a good 2 or 3 minutes, I debated running," Lopez said. "I was thinking they'd kill me, but the reason I didn't run was that I had to see what would happen to Ron. I would do anything for Ron McIntosh. I'm deeply in love with him." So she surrendered with him, even though she said she told McIntosh after the bold escape that she would commit suicide rather than go back to prison where they fell in love. McIntosh, reflecting on their capture, told the Chronicle, "It was like a movie scene, only this was a bad movie." He admitted to surrendering because he was not interested in getting shot. Their story, while sensational, ultimately underscores the harsh realities of life within the criminal justice system and the devastating consequences that can result from a desperate bid for freedom. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe to Breakout Bank for more videos.